Kwani mnyama alikuwa ananiuliza about business leader. Ama yeye ndiye hapo kwa but even at all, you know there are so many things that we don't ask how it's done. Wangapi wazazi wao wanafanya biashara? Okay, friend. You take time to interact with the business. So you understand how
to achieve a certain goal. You want to produce sound. That means you need a speaker. And then that speaker requires that you have a coil and a magnet. Right? So you bring it together, the coil and the magnet, in order to produce sound. Coil, magnet, wires, and the power in order to produce sound, right? So that is the electrical. You want to probably attract waves, like sound waves, then electrical, we use electronics. Then electrical, we use electronics. When you do electrical engineering, there is power supply, the protection, like Godino faults. We don't know very much about India hapa inaingia kwa nyumba. Then there is India hapa inaingia kwa nyumba. Then there is
okay, so building and construction, again, physics, mathematics, but just the minimum requirements. The course is at degree level and also at diploma level. For the diploma now it is C-plane and above in the three subjects that I mentioned. Physics, maths, English or Swahili. Then C-plane and overall grade.
Next person. Some questions to ask. Who is the best people engineer in the world that they can admire? And or in civil engineering, is there any chance to any scholarship that I can apply for me to grow? And the question is, what is the difference between AI content and what does it mean by when we say
The first question is categorized into two. We have the consulting firms and we have the contracting firms. So the consulting firms are the firms that are mostly deal with professional input. Two firms that are doing the job. We have the contractor and we have the consultant. The works for the contractor. The contractor also has a team. The contractor also has a team. The team will then I'm not sure.
I think it would be a lie to give you a name because this construction engineer who also does a very good job. If somebody just sat down and thought that these fans and this, and then a structural engineer just sat down and designed the structures and ensured that it is existing and very strong. Right? So I advise you to just, that one you can find alone. Thank you.
Among the Nobel Prize laureates, maybe in physics you know the Nobel Prize laureates, Albert Einstein's the Faraday Prize. That was independent of the government.
Yes, the answer is yes. Or rather, road construction authorities. We have Kenya National Highways Authority, completely an independent body. That one does not work with the government, right? But they are contracted to work on
that. We need, the first question is asking, is the civil engineering curriculum we are offering in Kenya, is this?
Thank you. I think I will add to that, there are a little bit difference in the style of learning or teaching or lecturing in Kenya than in other countries. But that to say does not give it a very complex situation, because technologically speaking, most infrastructural ideas are coming from the West before it can reach Africa. and other parts of the world. And the difference is not that big, because when I came here as a mechanical engineer, I discovered the average systems put in place in which engineering students can have 3 days in I would like to also point on my consultancy. I know right now most people tell you can do just either, but then still do that both. Thanks. To pursue this career, your competition also reduces in life, you know? In life, you know? So when scholarships have been sponsors and more keen on taking STEM courses. Sponsors and more keen on taking STEM courses. So you will be in extreme advantage with very keen competition. So in most cases, if you score a second upper class in your undergraduate, you qualify. But previously I said you can also study your undergraduate degree abroad if you so wish. Through Stipendium Hungarian Scholarship, it is a scholarship to Hungary, sponsored by the EU, European Union, sponsored by the EU, European Union, and for undergraduate courses, you can have a master's at the same time, both fully sponsored. And I say this to my best friend. Between June and March every year, there are various amounts of scholarships. People know about it. So there are scholarships to Asia, scholarships to Europe, to Hungary. There are individual university scholarships in collaboration with the Canadian government and to Costa Nairobi to 21st floor. That is also you can reach me when you will want to do this eventually so that I can guide you. Because for STEM course programs, there are so much for you to have a scholarship. And it is quite an added scholarship if you are doing engineering.
Thank you so much. Another question?
Can I explain myself? Nilikuwa nauliza kama naweza toa sasa kama kwa post wa kesho dunia naweza nitapoi
Anything like large engineering.
For example, if you have this building, you want to know exactly what material. What is it? Survey. So survey is also part of the process.
I asked about
Just to add on that, there is offered at both degree and diploma.
I'm asking about
Water is a subsidiary of civil engineering. So mechanical, now you have to understand the ships, the mechanical aspect of the ship. Check if it is offered as a course in the universities or it is offered as a special course in a different part of it.
Yeah, we have a course universities, that is DECOT and Technical University of Mombasa. And the course, and if you may end up doing it through other ways, then you're not going to get a practicing license. So that is at degree level. But now when it comes to diploma and below, you can do an engineering course because now the subject requirements are not there. It's only the from aeronautical engineering. Aeronautical engineering is the only engineering. Aeronautical engineering is the only engineering course under diploma. Engineering course under diploma that has minimum subject requirements of physics, maths, chemistry. So if you have not done physics at high school level and you still an engineering course, the only way to do it is at diploma level. But as they have seen here, I believe there is an added advantage too because the grade is already up. But for placement, physics is not a requirement. Physics is not a requirement at diploma level. When it comes to
my name is
I think the name is aeronautical engineering. Aeronautical engineering. Yes, aerospace. Okay, there are a lot, but particularly
okay, you've been answered. And then the last is, what are the categories?
Sometimes just, but when you do software engineering, you can be able to develop various things under software engineering. But you can develop apps, you can do websites, you can design. But the engineering course is software engineering. But after pursuing software engineering, now you can in various sections of software engineering.
What is going on? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Good afternoon, dear viewers. Welcome to St. Stephen's Menara Boys. Today we have organized Career Day, Career and Mentorship Day for our learners. We have invited the neighboring schools to come and join us as we mentor them in the career paths that are necessary for their growth in terms of career for the future. We have several guests around coming from different fields. We have engineers, we have the agricultural department, we have finance. We are also proud to alumni from different years. They have come, those who are now doctors, those who are lawyers, those who have ventured. This has been a great day for us, and we say those who are following, this is the way to go for our learners as we mold them for a future. My name is Mwalimu Dan Evans Ochieng Odhiambo, a teacher of English and Literature at St. Stephen's Menara Boys, and also in charge of journalism. Thank you so much.
Akimaliza ni mwingine.
ukimaliza ni mwingine. So then kuna yale mechanical construction kufanya ni ngumu. Kama ni kusema barabara, sipo engineers wanajenga barabara, lakini water pipes, the civil lines, hizo ni mechanical, power lines, hizo ni electrical. So there is no way. Lazima mchanganye. So don't give up, just do it.
So nikianza siku mara kuna papers na kazi ninafanya
it goes like this. Some of these universities professional. You're coming from, but you realize even if you go to probably pursue an engineer, you will still have the same on ground. Both of you will still perform the same. So you get out there, for example, because of the favoritism, you get out of there, you find that most of the institutions are headed by people from Nairobi University. Then you become an alumni. That gives you an advantage over others. You see that? So it's not really that there is a best university over there. It's because of popularity. Yes. Like, okay? So it's really not that St. Stephen's is best over, it's just popularity. A name built over time.
I'm going to I'm going to
live.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Sylvester Odanga. I'm a lecturer in the University of Kabianga. I'm also the director of Dexterity Life Skills Institute. At this place, we were the academia stage for the academia. You can see from this table, several of the books that are written are here. And we were telling them about those books. They are books in career skills that we are going to be having on August 13th at Lions High School in Kisumu, where we'll be mentoring. Because some of the careers that they used to take, they would end up without jobs. FKE and many of the authorities have told us. It's been a pleasure being with them. I love them very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sawa. I can. For today, because I'm at work. Go ahead. Go ahead, your life.
For the career day, my name is Isaac Onyando. I was near here. We started this school in 2005. So the event has been going on, and we are still on site, and we are still going on with the event. The school
my name is George Atuma. Group that we have here today. Noble initiative that we had, apart from just joining the career day today, we have layers of St. Menara mixed, and maybe at the end we'll be able to present the gifts to the school. After having left this compound in 2008, now we are coming back. We are in 2025. It's a long time, but that potential is fulfilled. So thank the school for welcoming us. Thank you very much for pioneers for getting into your pocket.
For mentorship and purposes of making sure that you uplift the life
of potential, and we are very, very lucky to be able to become one of the national schools we have in the country. So, and
the school and the whole teaching fraternity at large, what you do
that we had, but out of the continuous, the continuous.
Now you can engage the language.
I'm still the leader of this labor.
You want to eat me?
As long as I'm still the president of this school, heading a team of colleagues, yes. You will see. Hey.
Lakini interview ni chako mara. Unaona ikichaki penja kushot. Wewe blankly
So thank you very much. Today we are today we are having a career guidance and mentorship fair in St. Stephen's Menara. The 2025 edition, we have expanded it. Today we invited institutions, universities, we invited media houses, we invited our alumni, and we invited professionals from different spheres to be able to talk to the boys, mentor them, guide them on career opportunities that there are. And what is unique about the 2025 version is that we also invited the JS, the junior schools, because the junior schools are grappling with matters, pathways. Most of them don't really know which careers they're supposed to pursue. Some of them are being pushed by their parents to pursue certain careers in total disregard of their passion, their personality, their ability. And therefore this was a forum that was to give them a platform, one, to directly engage professionals who are in different fields so that they're able to have an in-depth feel of what medicine is about. They're also going to have an opportunity to be mentored by boys and girls. This is a boys' school, but at one point it was a mixed school. By boys and girls who have passed through the gates of this school. Some of them who have pursued up to their PhD, so that they're able to get mentored by those boys to realize that they can pass through the system and make it in life as long as they pursue their dream. We had an online engagement where some of the facilitators, including our alumni, like Willis Awandu, Winnie Onyango, and some of our facilitators were able to engage the boys online, talk to them, interact with them. What I've loved about today is that it's been very interactive because the boys had an opportunity to visit different stations. We had a station for law, we had a station for engineering, we had a station for medicine, we had a station for cultural courses, business-related courses, journalism, name it. And they had an opportunity to have a one-on-one touch with professionals and institutions that are offering those courses. The boys had an opportunity to realize that you can be a medic without necessarily qualifying to get to the university directly. You can pursue your dream in pharmacy by beginning from MTC. We had St. Joseph's Nyabondo MTC that was represented here. They had an opportunity to talk to the boys about the opportunity that there are in the medical world. And I believe that at the end of the day, they have gained a lot. So we are moving to the last session of our day where they'll have an opportunity to listen to our keynote speaker, Dr. Danga Sylvester, who will guide them in matters career. And finally, they will have an opportunity to be guided by Melvin from Kenya University and college's central placement system, so that they're also able to know how to make application for the universities once they're done with their KCSE at the end of this year. So by and large, it's been a success. A bit of teething problems here and there, but we are grateful that the day has been a huge success. We're getting good feedbacks, and it can only get bigger and better. Thank you very much.
Where do you see the school in terms of academic performance, having taught here for a number of years?
Yeah.
And just looking at the trends and the impact of this kind of activity of today.
Yes, I have had the privilege to have taught in St. Stephen's Menara actually entirely my professional life. I have not taught in any other school. The only other school I taught is when I went for my teaching practice. So basically, from my early 20s, I have been here. I have taught in this school for a number of years, including the boys and girls who are here today. As the pioneer, I had the privilege to have taught them. And I must say that this school has produced great Kenyans. This school has produced great brains, and we've got an immense data bank where we can tap from and help these boys even become better. And in terms of academic performance, I believe the scale has always continued to go up. Our academic performance has continued to be better, and that excellence is what has attracted several boys to join us, from a population of less than around 200 when I joined to a population of 1,000 now, courtesy of the kind of input that we have. So our academics are good, and this will even make the boys work harder. Because with this kind of career guidance and mentorship, they are able to get the impetus
keep working even harder, so that in a few years' time they'll also come back here to mentor others. So we believe that this will even aggravate their urge to perform better, and they'll be able to get better grades by the end of this year.
Kindly pass a message to the members of the Alumni Association who are watching this live from
to the members of the Alumni Association who are watching this, first and foremost, allow me to say thank you very much for your continued partnership. You have become a part and parcel of this for all the version that we had, the first edition that we had the 2014 chapter being launched. Today we are having the 2008 chapter being launched. So therefore my challenge to the other chapters that have not taken advantage, let 2026 be for another chapter to be launched, and let us reinvigorate those who have passed through this system so that we give back to the community. Last thing that I want to say is that what the 2008 group have done, which I'm proud of, is that other than just attending to mentor the boys and girls who are attending, they have also made a contribution. There's a donation that they're giving to the school as a way of giving back to the school. So my challenge to the boys and girls who pass through this school, come back and give back to the school.
Hi to everyone, I'm Oma from St. Stephen's Menara Boys, and we are having an event here, Career Day. So all about the Career Day is it impacts positively, positive influence in us. See, you have to be positive about life. That's all about the Career Day. It encourages people to be more effective to what you are used to. Like, you do what you can do best. You do your best. You do it your best. And the way you do anything is the way that you do everything. Yeah. And as for me, I'm the Menara Boys. I'm the Menara Boys 2025, 2026. Thanks.
How do you feel now that you made it to become victorious, and you're now called Mr. Menara Boys?
Yeah, I really feel happy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a privilege to have such a title.
Yes. Yeah. What are a few mechanisms and efforts that you made to make you victorious in this?
Yeah, I used local things like the chalk that our teachers use in the boards. Just use them, paint, then you present, you see what you have. Yeah.
Now, initially, once a student has been placed automatically, but since the inception of the new funding model, placement was delinked from funding. Now, after you have been placed through KUCCPS, you need to apply for funding, and funding is in two forms. We have scholarship and health loan. Now, I'm going to give us a breakdown of the institutions where we place our students and the type of funding you get with those institutions in terms of scholarship or help, so that when you be making your application, you make informed applications, you select institutions where you feel that your parents can easily manage the cost for programs in those institutions. The first category of institutions where we place our students, we have public universities. In public universities, students benefit from both scholarship and health loan. We also have another category that is private universities. Like which one? Huh? Graduates. Another one? ZTEC. Yeah. So, private universities, students benefit from health loan only. Then we also have the Open University of Kenya, which is a special public. Yeah, and students study purely online. We also have another category of institutions, that is TVET institutions. TVET stands for Technical Vocational Education Training, and in TVET institutions, we place students to national polytechnics. Which national polytechnic is close to you? Kisumu. Okay, so national polytechnics, technical training institutes, technical vocational colleges, then we also have institutes of science and technology. In the TVET institutions, students study diploma, certificate, and artisan courses. Now, this diploma certificate and artisan in the CBC or CBE way, we are introducing the level 6, level 5, and level 4 respectively. Now, we also have another category of institutions. We have the TVET institutions in other ministries. The first type of TVET institutions, we have TVET institutions in the Ministry of Education. That is where students benefit from both scholarship and health loan. When we're talking about TVET institutions in other ministries, students don't benefit from both scholarship and health loan. We also have another category, that is university TVET. There are some universities that also offer TVET courses. They are also registered as TVET institutions, so like Masinde Muliro, Technical University of Kenya, amongst others. Students study their diploma programs but do not benefit from both scholarship and health loan. We also have another category. We have the TTCs, those are teachers training colleges, and teachers training colleges are in two ways. We have 3 TTCs that offer a diploma in secondary education option, that is Lugari, Kagumo, and Kibabi, and we also have 33 others that offer diploma in primary teacher education. We also have the Kenya Medical Training Colleges. In the Kenya Medical Training Colleges, that is KMTCs. How many of us would want to go to KMTCs by show of hands? Yeah, quite a number. So students go to KMTCs for the medical programs and do not benefit from both scholarship and health loan. However, there is some health loan that is offered by KMTCs in collaboration with Health for the benefit of KMTC students only. Then we also have the new baby on board, that is the Kenya School of Law, where students study for paralegal studies or diploma in law. You need a minimum grade of C plain and a C plain in either English or Kiswahili. So that is brief on the institutions where we place our students. Now, in our placement, we have a policy that is applied during placement. And on our policy, the first thing that we consider is merit. So what do we mean by merit? This is where the most qualified candidate gets a place first. So when we say that, it simply means that placement is on competition. Therefore, you need to work very hard so that you compete favorably with other students who will be making applications that are similar to you. Now, what do we mean by this merit practically? Before we open the portal for applications, universities and colleges usually declare to us the number of students they want for each and every program. Then we open the portal for applications. And which university can we use as an example? Maseno. For which course? Which course? Someone to raise their hand and tell us which course we can use as an example. Okay, I'll choose a course. So Maseno University have declared, that's just an example, have declared they want maybe 300 students for accounting. Now, we open the portal and we receive maybe 400 students who have applied for accounting at Maseno University. Remember, they needed only 300 students. So, what do we do to get students placed to Maseno for accounting? The system ranks all the students who have applied for accounting at Maseno University from the first one to the last one based on what is known as cluster weights. Have you ever heard of cluster weights? Yes. Yeah, from the first one to the last one based on cluster weights. Then the system picks the first 300 students because these are the ones who are filling the capacity for Maseno in accounting. So the first 300 students are the ones we are saying have been placed on merit. Now from number 301 to number 400, who also applied for accounting at Maseno, the system looks at their next choice. That is our first placement policy. The next placement policy that we have is known as affirmative action. Now on affirmative action, it is applied in 3 dimensions. Now here we have affirmative action based on gender. We also have affirmative action based on people with disabilities. And we also have affirmative action based on people from marginalized areas. Now on gender, we lower by 2 points on specific program titles for either gender to attain the other gender representation. When I talk about gender, I know the first thing that comes to our mind is female. That is not the case. We apply for both female and male candidates or applicants. So here what is done is that on a specific program that has not attained a third gender representation, we lower by 2 points for the affected gender. Then we also have affirmative action for people with disabilities. We have visual and hearing impairments, where we have a form that is downloadable on our website. The affected students get to fill in the programs they want in their respective institutions. So what we do during placement is that as long as the student has attached the card that has been, there's a card that is given by the National Council for People with Disabilities, then they also need a letter from their principal and another recommendation from a medical practitioner. So once the student has attached all these documents and they have attained all the minimum subject requirements for the particular courses they want, we give them the first choice of institutions that they apply. So for example, a student would want to do a course like maybe education arts, and they have applied to go to KU. If that student has attained a C+ and above in the 2 teaching subjects, and a C+ as the overall grade, we give them that option. But if this student applies for Bachelor of Education Arts at KU, and they have not attained the 2 C+ and above in the teaching subjects, then we can't apply the affirmative action for them in that particular category. Then we have for people in marginalized areas. Is our region marginalized? Is this region marginalized? So that will not be applicable to us, because for us to apply it, you must have studied in a marginalized area both in primary and secondary option. Another placement policy that we have is students' choices. Remember, we are talking about schools being a placement body. We will not just place you if you have not applied. So we have a system. Applications are not done manually, they are done online. And we have a system where students apply. This system allows students to make their choices in preferred institutions and rank them in the order of their priority. So when we are talking about degree, you have scored your C+ and above. We will allow you to apply and you give us 6 choices of the options that you want. So how do you apply for these 6 choices? This one you can take note, you can write this one down, especially for course. You apply for degree. Number 1, you select the same course in 3 different universities. Same course in 3 different universities. So for example, your first choice of course is maybe accounting. So you'll apply number 1A, accounting at Maseno, number 1B, accounting at Masinebuliro, then number 1C, accounting maybe at Garissa University. So that is number 1, A, B, and C. Then we have number 2, we choose another option, and you can decide to select another course and have it in a different university. Then number 3, you have another option, and number 4, another option. So those are 6 choices, because number 1 is having 3, then you have number 2, number 3, and number 4. Those are 6 choices. When it comes to the diploma, certificate, and artisan, nowadays we give you 2 options. So you can decide to apply the same course in 2 different institutions, or 2 courses in 1 institution, or maybe 2 courses in 2 different institutions. And of importance, you have to rank these choices based on your preference or on priority. So in any given case, a course that you really want should not appear as your last option. It should be your first option. Because placement will be done by good luck or bad luck. You'll be placed to the first choice that you had made. Yet it was not your most preferred program. Your most preferred was the last one. So who will you blame? That is how you have applied. Ensure that you rank them in the order of your priority. Another key issue to note here is that when you're making these applications, ensure that all the choices that you have are courses in institutions that you want. Sometimes students usually apply number 1, a course they really want and institutions they really want. Then the other options, they just apply to fill up the spaces. So then placement is done and you're placed in one of maybe your 3rd option or 4th option that you have just applied to fill up the spaces. Then you hear a student say that I was placed in a course that I didn't want, yet you applied for it. So the question will always be, how did you want it when you applied for it? Always ensure that whatever choices you give us, you want all those choices. Don't just apply to fill up the spaces. Lastly, if you don't apply, we will not place you. Once you have received your KCSE results, ensure that you apply. If you don't apply, we will not place you. Because you're talking about applications, who are these students who are eligible for applications? The first one is that you must be a KCSE candidate. You must be a KCSE candidate for you to apply to KUCCPS. Remember, I talked about us placing students to artisan programs. A student who has done KCPE only is eligible for an artisan program, but they don't apply through books. They enroll directly to their institutions they want. The ones that we consider are those who have done KCSE. You must also be a Kenyan citizen for you to apply for placement through KUCCPS, except for TTC and KMTC. Again, you must have not benefited from government sponsorship before for you to apply through KUCCPS. The sponsorship I'm talking about is not the one that you're receiving right now at high school level. You may have received placement through KUCCPS maybe at diploma level. So you want to do career progression and move to degree. At that point, you can't apply through KUCCPS. Are we together? So ensure that you get placement. You work hard and score the best grade so that you get placement and sponsorship at the highest level possible. At the same time, another eligibility is that you must have met all the minimum requirements to apply for placement to degree, diploma, certificate, and artisan. So this one I would want you to write down. For degree, you need a C+ and above. For degree, you need a C+ and above. Then we have diploma or level 6. Diploma or level 6. Diploma or level 6, you need a C-, C plain and above. C-, C plain and above. Then we have craft certificate or level 5. Craft certificate or level 5. You need a D plane, D plus and above. Craft certificate or level 5. You need a D plus, D plane and above. Then lastly, we have artisan. Artisan or level 4. Artisan or level 4. There we have, I was told you say a D minus and below, you don't mention the E. So D minus and below, you qualify for an artisan program. So that is to mean, regardless of the grade you will score, KUCCPS is there for you. You can apply for placement through books and you will get government funding. Are we together? Yeah. So if you don't score a C plus and above, don't sit at home. It is not the end of life. Do not despair. Apply for those diplomas, certificates, and artisan programs, and the government will sponsor you. Now, that is the eligibility, and also have another one, is that candidates of the year preceding application are given higher priority. Candidates of the year preceding application are given higher priority during placement. Now, students who start for their KCSE from the year 2000 are eligible to apply for placement to TVET. But when we are doing placements, we will consider the most recent KCSE cohort before we consider the previous year's cohorts. So ensure that once you have received your results, you apply for placement so that you get priority during placement, and especially if you get a C plane and below. Now, we have Form 2s here. Form 2s? Have you selected your subjects? You have already selected your subjects? Okay. Now, MEC has 5 groups of subjects. Group 1 has compulsories, that is mathematics, English, and Kiswahili. Group 2 has sciences. These are biology, chemistry, physics. Group 3 has humanities. Humanities we have history, geography, CRE, HRE, and IRE. Then we have Group 4. Group 4 has the technical subjects. Which technical subjects do you take? Yeah? Business. Agriculture. Okay, so technical subjects, the ones that are common in most of our schools, we have agriculture, computer, we also have home science, amongst others. Then we have Group 5. Group 5, we have foreign languages. Do you take foreign languages? Like French, German. Then we also have music and business studies. Now, one point I'd like to bring out clearly, especially for home, it's not too late. You may have a change in case you realize that you may have made an option that you didn't really think through it. MEC requires that you must have done at least 7 subjects, but I know we always do 8 subjects. So, when we are selecting these subjects, Group 3, Group 4, and Group 5, you should select your best subjects. Your best, because in most cases, they act as booster subjects. And I will tell you the reason as to why we are saying this. We have assumptions around subject selections. And these assumptions, the first one, there is an assumption around law. So it is assumed that for you to do law, you must have done history or CRE. The actual subject, according to the regulator, we have English or Swahili. There is also another assumption for business and related courses. It is assumed that you must have done business studies as a subject for you to do a business and related course. The actual subjects we have mathematics. It is also assumed that you must have done computer studies as a subject for you to do a computer and related course. The actual subjects we have mathematics and physics. There is also another assumption around agriculture. It is assumed that for you to do an agricultural course, you must have done agriculture as a subject. The actual subject we have agriculture that has been structured in biology, and therefore even if you have not done it and you have done well in biology, you can still do an agricultural program. That is the reason why I say that for group 3, group 4, and group 5, you select your best subjects that will give you a good grade. Because in most cases, they are not compulsory subjects in most of the courses. So once you have selected your course, your subjects, the next thing is that you sit for your PCSE and you will get your performance. This performance is what is going to determine the courses you may take. Other than your interest, your performance is also likely to determine the course you can take. So when we're talking about courses, there is what we refer to as clusters. Now, all the courses that we have, especially at all levels, they have been grouped into what is known as a cluster. So what is this cluster? A cluster is a group of related courses that require similar subject combinations. A cluster is a group of related courses that require similar subject combinations. Each and every degree program requires 4 subjects. So, we are talking about maybe medical courses. They require biology, chemistry, math or physics, then English or Kiswahili. So, when we are doing cluster calculation for medical courses, those are the 4 subjects that we will consider. We will also consider your overall performance. Other than the 4 subjects, we also consider your overall performance. Therefore, work hard in all the subjects. Because at the end of the day, you will qualify or you will score good grades with the 4 subjects, but overall you have not performed well. Therefore, it will lower your cluster rates and you will not compete well with others. So, currently, we are having 20 clusters of courses. We are having 20 clusters. Cluster 1, we have law. Cluster 2, we have business and related courses. Cluster 3, we have arts and related courses of the social sciences. Cluster 4, we have geography and related courses. Cluster 5, we have engineering. There are so many of them. Medical is cluster 13. We have education at cluster 19. We have religion at cluster 20. All the courses in these categories or in these clusters have subjects that you must have done and performed well. So get to understand which subjects are needed for the courses that you want to take so that you know where you're putting in your efforts. So that at the end of the day, you will not get yourself performing poorly in subjects that are needed for the courses that you want. when we are doing calculation of this cluster weight, if you have not done a subject that is core in a particular cluster, we will not calculate for you cluster weights. So for example, you want to do a course like engineering at degree level and you have not done physics, then we will not calculate for you cluster weight. Your cluster weight will be 0, meaning you cannot take an engineering course at degree level. So get to understand what are the requirements for the courses that you want, so that you know you start going earlier now whether you are qualified for those courses or not. So once we have understood what these cluster weights are, the next thing we need to understand is what we refer to as cut-off points. Now, what is a cut-off point? A cut-off point is the cluster weight of the last student to be placed for a particular program in a given institution. The cluster weight of the last student to be placed for a particular program in a given institution. For that reason, we always say that cluster or cut-off points are not predetermined. Cut-off points are not determined by rules, neither are they determined by universities. They are determined by students based on their performance. So how do we come about with these cut-off points? I will still use the example I used previously. Maseno University have told us they want 300 students for accounting. Then we received 400 applications from students. We rank all these students who have applied from the first one to the last one. Then the system will pick the first 300 students because these are the ones who are filling the capacity for Maseno in accounting. So number 300. His or her cluster weight becomes the cut-off point for Maseno in accounting. So those are what cut-off points are. For that reason, when you'll be making your applications, you'll realize that cut-off points for that specific year you sat for your exam will not be on the portal. You use the cut-off points for previous years to help you gauge and know whether you can qualify for a particular university or not. So next, I'm going to the application process. In the application process, it is in various stages. The first stage, we have first application. It is done on the student's portal. I want you to write this down. So, application is done on the student's portal. The student's portal is accessed through a short link, which is students.kuccps.net. Students.kuccps.net. So once you are there, the system will require you to use some login credentials. And these login credentials, the first one we have KCSE index number. KCSE index number. The KCSE index number has 11 digits. The next thing that will be required on the portal, we have your KCSE year. So 2025 candidates, your KCSE year take up on 2025. Then we have a password. That password is either your KCPE index number or birth certificate number. Your KCPE index number or birth certificate number. So then you get logged into the portal and you need to make your applications. Now, these applications, we have the ones for degree and then we have the diploma certificate and artisan. Which one should I start with? Degree or diploma certificate and artisan? Diploma. Yeah? Diploma, right. So once you're logged into that portal, you want to apply for maybe a diploma certificate or artisan course. you realize that the system has all the courses and they have been categorized into degree, diploma, certificate, and artisan. So you want to apply for a course like maybe computer science. So you go to diploma programs, look for the cluster for computer and related courses. You identify computer science. It will give you the minimum requirements. So there you see you have C- overall grade, and there are no minimum subject requirements. That is applicable for most of the diploma, certificate, and artisan courses. Most of those courses don't have minimum subject requirements. So you have met the minimum requirement, which is C- and above. So next, you want to select the colleges or institutions that offer that course, maybe at diploma, certificate, or artisan. So this is the only course that you want. So you go through the list of the institutions offering the courses, you select two, maybe Kisumu National Polytechnic and Eldoret National Polytechnic. So then you select the program code and use them to apply. If you select a diploma course that has minimum subject requirements, an example like quantity surveying, it has minimum subject requirements at diploma. So there you have C overall grade, C in mathematics, C in physics, C in either English or Kiswahili. If you have not met any of those minimum subject requirements, the system will not allow you to apply for it. So you drop that course and select a different one. So then you apply for it. So we go to the degree. Degree, you need to be very careful when you're making that application so that you don't miss on placement. So for degree, you have a C+ and above. The system will have calculated for you cluster weights. The cluster weights you were talking about earlier. The system will have already calculated them for you. So you don't need to calculate anything. So now you want to select a program. Which course should we use? Tell us the course you want us to use. Which engineer? Another engineering course? Civil engineering. So she wants us to use civil engineering as an example for this application. So you will go through all the courses based on their clustering, on the clusters. So you identify the cluster for engineering, which is cluster 5. Then you select civil engineering. Civil engineering will appear. It will give you all the minimum subject requirements for it. So we have there C+ and above as the overall grade, then C+ in mathematics, C+ in physics, C+ in chemistry, then C+ in either English or Kiswahili. If you have met all those minimum subject requirements, then you can go ahead to select universities. But if you have not met any of those minimum subject requirements, you cannot apply for that course. So let's say you have done physics and you have scored a C grade in it. But there is mathematics that you have scored an A grade. You will not qualify to do this program. Your mathematics will not neutralize your physics. You have not scored a C+ in physics and therefore you can't do that program. So let's assume this student has scored all the C classes and above in the subjects that are needed. So the next thing you need to identify is a university where you can qualify based on your performance. So now, there is this particular student and there are various universities. By the way, cut-off points for universities always differ. So there is University X, where in their previous year, the cut-off point was maybe 37 point something. Then there is University Y. The cut-off point was 41. And this particular student has a cluster weight of 40. Which university do you think this student should select? Which one? The student has a cluster weight of 40. Then there is a university that had a cut-off point of 41 in the previous year. There is also another university that had a cut-off point of 37. Which university do you think these students should select? 37, right? Because once this university had a cut-off point of 41, what is going to happen in the following year? It will still attract students who are having higher cluster weights, and therefore the cut-off point will easily rise or remain at that point. And if this student has this very low cut-off cluster weight, then it means that if they select that university having a cut-off weight of 41, there is a likelihood that they are going to miss on placement. So my advice to you, when you are selecting university, you have to be very careful, because the choice of university is what determines whether you're going to get placement or not. You may find, I'll give you an example. You may find there is a student who scored maybe, let's say, an A-. There is another one who scored a B+. And they want to apply for a course like nursing. This one who scored an A- will select, most likely, you'll find this student selecting a university like UON, NBKU, or JPAT. This one with a B+ will select because they have already looked at their performance, they have seen the cut-off points for previous years. Something will lead them to selecting a university like IMOSI. Then when we do placement, this one who scored a B+ will get placement, and this one who scored an A- will not be placed. Then you hear people saying, "Hooks is not fair," because a student who scored an A- was not placed in nursing, yet a student who scored a B+ was placed. Choice of university matters a lot. This student who scored an A-, the universities she has selected or he has selected, most of the people who will get placed there will find that they score A's. So the choice of university matters a lot. And in placement, we always say that other than you performing so well in your KCSE, you also need to be streetwise when you're selecting your universities, so that you don't miss out on placement. So after you have selected the university and course you want, you proceed to make your applications, and there is a point at which you are required to pay. Application fee is 1,500 shillings. One thing I'll bring out clearly, I know most of the time we will end up going to the cycles to be assisted. Kindly ensure that you pay with your own phone or your parents' or guardians' phone. Ikienda sana, try your teacher's phone. Do not allow the cyber person or any other person to pay for you, because once someone has paid for you, they have your payment and they have your login credentials. They have the ability to manipulate your application. So always ensure that you are the only person who has your login credentials and who has also made payment. Do not allow any other person to make payment for you. And the issues when you're existing to make payment for yourself, you may be required to revise your choices, and maybe the cyber person make payment for you. That person may have made payments for over 50 students because they are assisting so many students, and you have been called to revise. You need that payment to revise. So how will this cyber person be able to identify your single payment out of all those 50 payments they made? Ensure that you are the only one who has your payment, and you're the one who makes your payment. So after we have done first application, we do placement, and unfortunately there are those students who usually miss on placement because they didn't fail it. We call them for what is known as subsequent revisions. During subsequent revisions, it's not a very interesting procedure. Most of the courses are usually filled up, and most of the universities are taken. So candidates usually end up in revision. as these students score A minuses and B pluses. Because during first application, they usually assume that they meet they will qualify for all the universities. So they end up going to second revision or to first revision. Once they are there, they realize that even the universities they had despised during first application, they are no longer on the portal. Now they are forced to apply for whatever course that is remaining on the portal at whichever university that is remaining. So ensure that you select universities based on your performance. So after subsequent revisions, we do placement, and unfortunately there are those who usually miss placement. At this point, we will either place you or fail to place you based on the consent that you gave us. The system usually asks students to clarify whether they want to be placed in other programs in case they miss the application they made or not. So if you say yes, and you have gone through first application and the other revisions that you have not been placed yet, we'll give you some placements that you qualify. But if you say no, that you should not be placed in any other program, in case you don't merit with the ones you have applied, then we will not place you completely. Another thing, if you have a C+ and above, the system allows you to apply for both degree and diploma. So if you know you may never be interested in placed in a diploma program, don't apply for it, because if you apply for both degree and diploma and you fail to merit in the degree placement or degree applications you have made, the system will place you automatically to the diploma. So if you don't want it, you'd rather miss placement and be called for revision rather than be placed automatically to the diploma. Again, if you have a C plain or a C minus, the system allows you to apply for both diploma and certificate. If you know you don't want that certificate, don't apply for it. Are we together? Now, after subsequent revisions, we do placement, and now at that point, we release placement, we tell you where you have been placed and the program you have been placed in. If you are not content with the placement you have received, we usually open the portal for what is known as transfers. Transfer students move from one university to another, one college, that is TVET, to another, maybe from TVET to university, and even from university to TVET. You can also change your course in the process. And transfers, students pay 1,000 shillings. But what I want to tell you right now is that ensure that when you're making your transfers, you really know what you want to do. Because some students are usually influenced by their peers, what you refer to as peer influence during transfers. You want to transfer, go to Kwani University because you had your friend is in Kwani University. You are not considering the fact that maybe your parents may not be able to afford the transport to Kwani. Ensure that you don't have the group mentality during transfer. Transfers are not for everyone. They are only for students who are not content with their placement. Then we also have another form of application which is known as continuous TVET placement. Now for continuous TVET placement, this is where we usually open the portal several times in a year to allow applications to TVET. For degree, once we have closed the portal, the next time it will be opened is the following year. But for TVET, if you have missed the first round of applications, you can always check out to know when the system will be opened next in the same year so that you can make your application. Now, I will also talk about TVET. Now for TVET, this is an area where the government is putting in a lot of effort. If you don't score a C+ and above, kindly don't sit at home. Go take some of those TVET courses. They give us skills, and these skills will enable you to be self-employed. Once you are self-employed, you are trying to help the country to eradicate poverty and to create a sustainable development. Most of the TVET courses they offer as skills. These skills are very essential. And this is one of the sectors that people usually write in the evening or on Sundays. So you're killing two birds with one stone. So don't just sit at home. Take up some of these TVET courses. There are so many of them. And a good number of them don't have minimum subject requirements. And as I mentioned earlier, you may want a degree program but you don't have the minimum subject requirements to partake that degree program. You can always start with it at diploma level, then you do career progression and move to degree. So, I will also talk about the regulatory and professional body requirements. We have regulators. These regulators, they give the minimal subject requirements for different courses. And if you have not scored or you have not done a subject that is needed by a regulatory body, please don't do that course. Because at the end of the day, you invest your 4 years or 3 years and you don't get a practicing license. So the first regulator that we have the Council for Legal Education, that is for law. They require that you must have scored a C+ and above as your overall grade, then a C+, a B grade in either English or Kiswahili. We also have the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Board. That is for medicine. How many of us would want to do medicine? By show of hands. Okay? So that is your regulator. You need to have scored a B plane in chemistry, B plane in biology, B plane in either math or physics, then a B plane in either English or Kiswahili. There is also pharmacy and poison board. For pharmacy, a C+ and above, then a C+ in biology, chemistry, math or physics, English or Kiswahili. Then we also have nursing, the Nursing Council of Kenya. You need a C+ as your overall grade, a C+ in biology, C+ in
before we get to the climax, because I know we have listened to a speech for an hour and therefore we are tired. There's a boy who rapped very well. Was he rapping or dancing or what was he doing? Rapping. Both. But then, did you get a presentation from Warren Brand? Have you got anything from Warren Brand? No. Do you want to get something from Warren Brand? Good. So, Warren Brand, kindly just come forward here. We will be the ones to usher, so you just go back and sit down. Warren Brand, I saw we have some dance somewhere. Just come here. We will put for you something. We will entertain these boys for 1 minute as we prepare the ground to invite Dr. Udanga, who is our keynote speaker and who I believe has something good for us. But I want us to be up in our feet as we welcome Daktari. Daktari will be ushered in by Furaha. Furaha, are you ready? Or you are not? You are not ready. Are you ready? Yes or no? Are you ready? Yes or no? Yes. They say get ready. Good. Come. Furaha cannot come here and go back without entertaining us. Iko tayari? You don't know how to tell? Yeah, let it. So we'll just do it here because we don't want to interfere with the sitting. Nisaidie kukuta hii. Kamera zitasongwa hapo mbele. Furaha. We also want to see what our JSS counterparts can do as we wait for the principal to come and officially invite the keynote speaker to give his speech. Ama upande juu. Upande juu na tuko hapa juu sisi pia. Upande juu. Songesha kidogo. Haya, songesha kidogo tuko upande juu. And then I invite the keynote speaker. I want by the time we start speaking, all of you are awake and keen. Nisaidie. Upate usaidizi hapa haraka.
Thank you very much. Now we are getting to the climax of our event today. Can we remain silent? I'm waiting for those conversations to end. Now, we are getting to the climax of today's event. One, we cannot fail to recognize that it has been a very wonderful day. We have learned a lot. And as we get to the keynote speaker, I want to say Dr. Danga is not new to our system. He is an educator, has experience in counseling. I believe you have met him in many forums. Personally, I've met him more than 5 times. I want you to take keen interest because you will meet him today physically and you will continue to meet him in literature, in different quarters. God-given life, you might find him in other institutions again as a teacher. So I want to welcome Dr. Danga to give us his presentation, which I believe will go a long way into harmonizing what we have learned today. Dr. Danga, karibu sana. Can we clap as Asha in?
Good afternoon, everyone. In another life of mine, I am a pastor, and when I was in this classroom, I was seeing a lot of pulpits. And suddenly we are here, and there's not even a single pulpit. I need something to rest this good book of mine so that I can talk to you well. Otherwise, as you've been told, I'm Dr. Sylvester Danga. I'm a lecturer in the University of Kabianga. Yeah, I need a good place in this place. A pastor sees such things. I won't talk for long. You've had long speeches and I know you're tired. I'll keep it sweet and short. Keep it sweet and short. Can you say peace? Keep it sweet and short. Can you say peace? Keep it sweet and short. Can you say peace? Keep it sweet and short. Can you say? So I want to give you people a kiss. I'll keep it sweet and short. I want us to begin with the end in view. The end in view. This morning I woke up in Kisumu. And yesterday in the evening we talked with Mr. Molo. And Mr. Molo called me and asked me, Daktari, you remember we have our engagement tomorrow? And I told him, yes sir, I remember. God willing, I told him, if there is no unforeseen and unavoidable circumstances, I'll be there. Because I want to tell him, God willing, I'll be there. And so this morning I woke up early in the morning, dropped my children in school, went and picked a few things, a banner to be specific, a poster to be specific. Benedict, can I have one poster? One poster. Yeah, just one. Just one. I went and picked a poster, some posters, and then I picked Benedict and we came. When I left the Zoom,
I knew I was going to St. Stephen's Menara Boys. Thank you. This is the banner that I picked at the poster. I'll talk about it later. I hope I won't forget. If I forget, I mind. When I left Kisumu, if you met me in a hell, I would have told you I'm going to St. Stephen's Menara. If you met me in Awasi, I would have told you I'm going to Menara. If you had met me in Muhoroni, I would have told you I'm not going to Mutwala. Mutwala is a nice school. The principal is a friend of mine. But today, I'm going to Menara. If you saw me passing Mutwala, and you asked me where I'm going, I would have told you, I am going to Menara. Benedict has never come this side, so he didn't know where this school is. But I knew. So you ran off the road, and then you saw us approaching the railway, then you were going to pass under the railway. He was shocked. I told him, we are going to Menara. And then, immediately you leave that railway, there's a T-junction. One road is going the other side, one road is coming this side. I told you, the other road is going to Brother Oak's place. But we are not going to Oak's place today. We are going to Menara. Big English loaded. Human beings are teleological. Human beings are teleological. That means we always want to begin with the end in view. We want to know, this road I am taking, where is it taking me? Is it going to land me where I want to land? And since morning we've talked about courses. I remained there and you were told my desk was for academia. People want to know things about academia. Several of you came. Some people remained here and it was about civil engineering. Some went there, down there and it was about medical courses. There are some people who looked at TV. You looked at many things. And I want to tell you right now, the end is not whether you do civil engineering, nursing, plumbing, medicine. The end is not what you do at college or at university. The end is whether you can be gainfully employed. That is the end. This education journey does not end at polytechnic or at university. It must end where? In a job. Say a job. Say again a job. Say a part-time job. Say a job, job 3 times. Say a job, take your time this time. A job. We are organizing this thing called Aircraft 2025. It is coming up August 13th. August 13th is a Wednesday. We are putting it up in Lions High School in Kisumu. Career Craft. And you are going to be, the theme is careers in a changing world. Careers in a changing world. Why? Because the world is changing. My sons and my daughters, the world is changing. The world you people are growing up in is not the one where I and your father and mother grew up in. You can't believe it. In the world I grew up in, so long as you went to uni, and those days there were only 2 universities. 2 like the one to. Then they became 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was Nairobi, Kenyatta, Moi, Igata. Even Jomo Kenyatta was not a university, it was a college.
Maseno was a college, it became a college in our time, before I was a TTC. The other ulikuwa umeenda uni, unapata kazi hapa. Unamaliza lakini unapata kazi hapa. Some of my friends got a job before they finished the final year. The last semester in uni, na wanachukuliwa jioni, wanaenda kufanya kazi, alafu asubuhi wanarudishwa. Wanapata salary. Imagine the dinner one. Imagine the dinner one. Imagine. I have his number here. I can call him and put your loudspeaker so that I can confirm that we say when. When you open it. The world you people are growing up in is a changing. 67%. That is so bad. 2 out of every 3 young people are jobless. Amemaliza college, amemaliza uni, amefanya course, jobless. Hana job. Wanaongea vile. And that is why we are organizing this thing, and that's what I'm talking to you today. Because it is sad. Today you are here, you're so happy. Today you are here, you're so excited. Today you are here, you're talking about careers, you're talking about courses, you're talking about this, you're talking about that. But my friend, doing a course in itself is not the most important thing. The important thing is, can you get a job with that course? That is the important thing. The exciting thing is whether you are an engineer or not. The exciting thing is, I'm a better job, I'm a better job. Peke yake. Ukifanya hiyo kosi yako ambayo inakujaa sasa hizi, inakufurahisha sana sasa hizi, na hujapata job, ni kazi bure, ni frustration, ni anger. Is that you continue their burden on your parents. When you should have started carrying your own weight, they want to carry you again. It is painful for your parents. So you did another excitement you nayo hapa, taking courses based on fantasy. I tell you, you are playing with your life. Of young people are jobless. 67%. And by the year we enter, is it 25? You can repeat. I read it somewhere, I go and check up on this. But by one of those years, a third of the young people in the world will Africa. That means you are part of the population of the world. Right now, when you are less than a fifth of the population of the world, I'm not asking. Mkiwa kazi unapata kazi wapi? You want to begin thinking in a different manner. Hiyo ndio kile ya kucheza na kutetea courses based on fantasy. Achana nayo. Angalia hiyo meza kama hata kijibu. This is the one where I wipe my face. Praise the Lord. Bwana asifiwe tena. Number 1. Andika nini?
course better and marketable diploma course than an unmarketable degree course. If you don't have a pen or a paper, just look at me and smile. Stop pretending that you're writing nothing. Just look at me and smile. I'll appreciate your smile. I know you're one of the best smiles out of the Sahara, out of the Limpopo. Number one, better and marketable diploma course than an unmarketable. The first "an" is AN. The second "an" is UN. Simulajiona kizungu. Better a marketable diploma course than an unmarketable degree course. Mnanielewa hapo vijana? Watoto I teach at the university and I talk in schools a lot like I'm doing now. And since I told you from the University of Kabianga, some of you are going to pick Kabianga because I'm there, and I like it. Do it. I love it. Because usually I've come to your school and you make me like this and you come to Kabianga and you greet me, just greet me every day, just greet me and buy the lunch. You came to our school a while, you came to our school, now I'm learning here to come and meet you. That's a promise I give right there. Every time I keep it. So even among you, next day you come to Kabianga, lunch work, so me. So because of that, they usually give me a lot. People have come to their schools. And even when they're done that, I even ask them a question. What course are you doing here? What course are you doing here? Benedict, let job-oriented market courses. Job-oriented courses. Job-market-oriented courses. Come on, Spedisha. You'll be coming like that several times, so don't worry. Thank you. In this book, I've explained the types of courses at the university. According to me. According to who? Me. According to who? Me. According to me, in this book, there are 4 types of courses at the university. How many types of courses? 4. Type 1. I call them I call them immediate courses. Say immediate. There are courses that when you do, you get them immediately. Do you realize? The next group of courses I call wait. I call them what? Wait. There are courses that when you do, ukimaliza, you wait. But if you wait, you get a job. Like teaching. You wait, but you get a job. And then the third group of courses are courses which I call probably. I call them how? They are courses that ukimaliza. Probably, perhaps, maybe, Mungu akikujalia haya so hii. Unaweza kufanya kazi. The chances of getting a job is around 10%. Never more than 20%. And then the fourth group of courses are courses with me near. I call never. I call them what? Never. Ukizifanya, kukubaliana mapema, hakuna kazi. You will never get a job where they use what you learn. You can get a job which uses the fact that you are a degree holder. There are many jobs where you are employed just because you are a degree holder. You don't get what degree you get. Like being a DO, assistant of commissioner. You can become an accounting commissioner with any degree, so long as it's a degree. Degree, you got a degree, you get it. Or like a bank teller. They don't care what degree, your degree, yeah. But you will not get a job when you're using what we taught you at the university. And so when I meet people like you, and I usually ask them, excuse me, what course are you doing here? And then they say, of course. And that was my well, my probably or never. Probably or never. Na niye experiment ya ujina mkolesa hii. Ninapeleka watu huko. Bora a diploma course that is academic, that is having a job, than a degree course that is not having. I'm a pastor. And sometimes back another young man during our time. During our time I just passed from 4. We got a sequence. And it's not easy to go to a church where the pastors are naked. Kata kanisa. Pastor will naked. So when you get to a church, I put it and say, come see. And I asked him, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to university? I said, what do you want to do at university? And he told me he wanted to be a patient. Then I asked him, what did you score? And when he told me what he scored, I knew our way to work for education because he didn't qualify. And I can't for him to governance. I told him, my friend, I didn't vote for him. You didn't hear that. I told him, instead of going to uni to do the course they did, why don't you apply to go and do education at diploma level? You qualify for that. And he pretended to be very happy. In fact, he even called his mother. And I talked to his mother. And I told his mother, Mom, this is what I'm recommending for your son. And both of them appeared to be very happy. They deceived me and I was deceived. A few months later, the same young man comes to me, now he wants me to be part of an army where they're raising money for him to go where? To the university. Yeah, according to the university, you want to do political science. Political or not? Politics and science. Which science are you seeing in politics? The governor of Kisumu did political science in the 1960s. But in 1971-72, he was living in Nairobi University, he was going to Johnstown. If by the 70s political science had a problem giving me a job, how is the king going to give a job in 2025? Is your head helping you? Ask your neighbor, is your head helping you? Better a small university than a big university. The previous speaker said that, but because of the way she was speaking, I was afraid you didn't hear it. So I decided to repeat it. It's also in this book. Better a small university than a big university. Why? Because big universities tend to have high cut-off points. Small universities tend to have lower cut-off points. And so when you are in St. Stephen's Menara boys, you are in Nyando, you are in which other school is here? Mutwara. Which other school is here? Whichever school you are from, I am not poetry. You are better off picking a Lupe University than
Karamosi Friends University than picking UON, KU, Maseno, Moi, Egerton. Hawata and by the time you do second division, remember what is key? Rocks, all of them now. Okay, she said it, I've said it, you didn't hear us, come on the scatter yangu. Maybe you're putting on your side. I told you that the problem you have today is youth and employment. And I want to give you 7 or 8. 7. Kaya kwa wewe hapo kuingia. Hizo kwa zingine nasema siku nyingine kama nikalia kutoka watu waliotoka. 7 causes of youth unemployment and their solutions. Do you know the people who go 7 causes of youth unemployment and their solutions. 7 causes of youth unemployment and their solutions. Number 1. Number 1. Lack of strategic subject choices. 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 I'm tired of people who call me after KCSE asking whether they can do a course that requires a subject that they learned from home. How old? And I'm going to give you my number after this. I'm going to go to the next year. I'm tired. Choose your subject how? Strategically. Choose your subject strategically. So the solution there is choose your subject strategically. Number 2, poor performance. Poor what? Poor performance. The biggest cause of youth unemployment is poor performance. Because the moment you got a D, or a D plus, theoretically, you can do some diploma courses. But practically, you should not. Practically, you can. I mean, theoretically you can, but practically, you should not. Why? Because the courses you will qualify for are either never or at best probably. Sasa mnaweza kunielewa? When you get a C plus at Form 4, you are in deep trouble. And one of the things that are killing us in this region is the belief that you people have that if you have got a C plus, you should go to university. People who go C plus should give university alone. Give me a little I'm your lady, see here. See, as you will qualify. You will qualify for what? Political science. What are you qualified? People who get C plus always qualify for never courses at best, probably. They can never qualify for a weak course. Never. And then most of the people who get C plus, their grades are like this. Their grades are like this. Kiswahili A, Business Studies A, CIA A, Maths B, Chemistry B, Biology B. Their grades are like this. And then they come and ask you, Dad, I got an A in Kiswahili and in agriculture. What can I do? Kwenda huko. Tena leo kwenda huko kuja hapa kaa.
Number 3, so perform well. The second solution is perform well. Number 3, poor cost choices. Poor cost choices. Poor cost choices. There are 2 things that drive poor cost choices. How many things? 1. A, let's call it A, because we are saying number 3. The first thing that drives poor cost choices is going to choose late. Portal limefunguliwa, sema mimi siwezi enda sasa. Sasa hivi watu hiki imejaa. Nitaenda next week kujinga. P1 highly concentrated vigilance. Why? Because as you are waiting, the process zinafanya nini? Zinajaa. Kila mwende utapata kama zingine zinafanya nini? Zimejaa. So that's how you come up with poor process. The second thing that drives poor process is lack of guidance. You don't want to consult a teacher, you don't want to consult anybody. Alafu unafika pale kwa cyber, unaambia mtu wa cyber, nitakulia kwa singine hapa. Gani ni baya, nitakulia kwa singine hapa. Ndio pichi. Mtu wa cyber ndio career guidance teacher wako. Is better than you. Usually when results come out, they call me on these radio stations and TV stations to go and give account. 1 year, I was in Maria radio station in Missouri, and I was giving the same job. I didn't put the call. And somebody called me from a cyber. He told me that time, tell parents to stop making us what was cyber, the career guidance teacher of their children. What are we doing? And then I said this thing one time in the Miracles. It was repeated 8 years. I was preaching and then I was saying this. I didn't know that somebody was recording me like now being recorded. And then they went and put me on their Facebook page saying what I'm saying now. And I guess I was alerted by Facebook that hey, you are trending in this place. So I went to see myself and whoa, this is me. Wow. And then I began reading the comments. And I'm telling you, comment after comment after comment after comment. People were regretting how the cyber guy helped them choose. Only 1 out of 20 said that the cyber chose for them a good thing. 19 out of 20 were crying, all of them were crying. You have the joke that started. Causes of youth unemployment, lack of service, poor performance, poor cost sharing. Number 4. I want to learn of this one. Number 4 is called video seriousness. Video seriousness. Tell your neighbor, video seriousness as well. This doesn't apply to you too much, but some of you are for next year in university. University is called university. University is called university. University is not a high school, for example. No, it's not. University is university. It comes from which one? Universe. Universe. The universe, we have solar systems. We have planets with moons. Each planet has its planet. It is a universe. But some of you are running in another voice. You are running in the university. And you think I'm serious, I'm serious in Menara, and it's being serious that brought me here. I'll continue to be serious. Hostel, lecture hall, library, repeat. Hostel, lecture hall, library, repeat. Hostel, lecture hall, library, hostel, village seriousness. That is called what? Because you are not experiencing the universeness of the university. At university, you can begin a club aligned with an international day. Organize an international day celebration within the university. Post it on Facebook. Do it 2-3 times. Get donors for that thing. And before too long, you're being invited to Rio de Janeiro to go and talk about that thing from the university. It is a universe. I'm here, so it's okay. What are you doing here? Number 5. Lack of job hunting techniques. Lack of ammo. There's a book there written job hunting techniques. I wanted Mary to make it, but Mary is busy. Job hunting, you don't hunt a job with your products, number 1. Number 2, you don't hunt a job by like waking up at 10 a.m. and going to Facebook, then WhatsApp, then TikTok. And then take long laughing at Kaso, Obani and that. What the way? And that's why the theme of this thing on August 13th that I want to come, I didn't want to come. The theme is careers in a changing world. Because in the world of today, you are not just going to be looking for a job. You are. Look at me. But when you were looking this thing facing me, they were okay. Now that they are not facing me, they are smiling at themselves and they are waving their hands. In the world of today, some of you will need not to look for a job, but to create a job. And when you create a job, the first person you employ is yourself. And when you create a job and you employ yourself, who can start you? Only yourself. He sent me a message. There is an NGO where I'm in the board. I'm in the board of directors. And they made some advertisement for a job. And this lady of mine, the wife had applied. So this lady of mine was asking me, hey, this advertisement was done by your organization. Have people been taken? And then I told him, I honestly don't know. Because at board level, I told him at your age, you should not be asking to get a job. At your age, you should be forming an organization where you are the one who's giving people jobs. And that is where we are going. We call it the gig economy. We call it social entrepreneurship. We call it green economy. We call it AI learning and machine learning. I'm rolling off things that I thought I would not be rolling off, but let me just roll them off. Look at the 7 places where jobs are going to be found in the next 10 years. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. renewable energy, sustainable food production, healthcare, cyber security and information security, business services, construction and skill trade. Those are the top 7 places where jobs are found. Stop looking for jobs where your father used to look for a job. How you go? It's not there. The world has changed. So you must have entrepreneurial skills. Then number 7, lack of personal factors. Tell your neighbor personal factors. Say again personal factors. Say a part-time personal factors. A full-time personal factors. A few-time personal factors. A few-time personal factors. No. Personal factors are things like persistence, positivity, hard work. You know, like those of you who came here and got a place to write, you are going to take a lot in the next 5 years. Each are going to be a success. Those of you who came with a place to write, you don't have far to go. Like the people who just feel believe and die believe, they are the food there, all kind of thing. You becoming a failure, the chances of becoming a failure are extremely high. It is not 100%, but it is close. Hizo zimewatasha kwa jina la Yesu. Hizi zingine ni hatari nazo, si ndio? Kwenda huko. Okay, because you have insisted, let me give you what to consider when you are choosing a course or a pathway. What to consider. Again, there's a this book. That's why I came with so many of this book. I'm really surprised when people don't buy this book. Because in my opinion, this book is very good. 5 things to consider when you are taking a pathway or a course. Number 1, aptitude. Aptitude is ukubwa. Tell the neighbor aptitude wewe. Sio hiyo sio matusi. Aptitude. Aptitude means what you are good at. When you are making a choice, choose what you are good at. Don't choose what your neighbor is good at. Don't choose what your father was good at. Don't choose what Raila is good at. Don't choose what Orengo is good at. Don't choose what Anyango is good at. Choose what you, as an individual, is good at. Aptitude, number 1. Number 2. Job market. I think I've driven this point home. I hope I've driven this point home. Consider the job market. When you are taking a course, ask yourself, do I know someone who has been employed in this thing? Better still, go to people who graduated 2-3 years ago with that thing. Let's go to one of them. Look for them. They are there. Look for someone who graduated that thing 2-3 years ago and ask them, how many of your friends do you know who are employed in this stage of their class? It's not, I'll think about it. I tell you, they are hard, but I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Leave that course. Consider them not job market. Number 3, consider your personality. Consider your personality. What does your personality favor? Me, my personality, I like being with people. I like being with people. Last year was one of these years, 2023, I was last year, 2023. I was going to my office every day. I was writing many of these books I remember reading. And every day I was alone and I was working from morning to evening, morning to evening, morning to evening, morning to evening. By the end of the year, I had serious depression. I was depressed.
Why? Because I was not interacting with people. When the first came and said, no, I'm going to interact with people, I became alive again. Because I can't be alone in a room. You know, when I've been with you like this, tonight, you cannot be doing something. Jana pia nilikuwa kwa shule nyingine, nikalala vizuri sana. Juzi nilienda kwa vile kwanza siku mpaka jioni. Saa 9 saa 8 usingizi imeenda. Because it is my personality. Vijana mnanielewa? What favors your personality? What is your personality? Some of you can be the room, but the power is a different problem. When you're with people, you are tired. When you know you are strong, then the job that takes you to be alone. Some of you cannot be good people. Some of you are talking like radio. Then the president you can talk. Number 4, your passion. Your passion. What you like. Your passion. What you like. I've made it number 4. I've not made it number 1. And that's a very important point. You are tired, I don't know if you are hearing me. And if you don't hear me now, you will cry. Next year, but one is that you call me and tell me that what can I do. Don't pick a course because you like it. Picking a course because you like it is sometimes the shortcut to joblessness. Don't pick a course simply because you like it. Pick a course, number 1, you are good at it. Number 2, it is a job market. Number 3, it favors your personality. Then number 4, you like it. Usiweke liking mbele, weka liking nyuma. Sasa ile itakwenda kupatia pesa, utaitaka tu. Na kama inakupatia pesa na bado huilike, you can now do the one you like when you are already earning some money. That is easy. Doing another course when you're having a job is very easy. Doing another course when you don't have a job is very hard. Number 5. Money. Money, 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 money. Money. Money, 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 money. Money. Number 5 is money. Many years ago, our daughter now has finished university, but when she was in Form 2 and she was doing subjects, I asked her, what do you want to do? And she told me she wanted to become a dentist. And as you can see, my teeth are filled. So when she said she wants to become a dentist, I was worried. I thought that is this girl so concerned about me that she wants to become a dentist so that she can help her father. So I asked her, my daughter, why do you want to become a dentist? I was fearing the worst. And then she told me, I want to become a dentist because the father of my friend is a dentist. Now we will say, I laughed. Because Kumi was about my teeth. And I also laughed because I could understand her pain. Or maybe I was a psychologist. Ladies and gentlemen, any course that has a job market excellently done will bring excellent rewards. I'm just here, so what can you do? Any course that has a job market excellently done will bring excellent rewards. Can you say that together with me? Any course that has a job market excellently done will bring excellent rewards. Can you say that again? That has excellently will bring. Let's say that again last time. Any that has a job market excellently done will bring excellent rewards. In other words, money is not in the job.
money is in excellence. Money is not in the job. Money is in excellence. Any job has to be done with use and what? I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher person. I'm just a teacher. But the salary they pay him is not small. They don't pay me small. If somebody told you that they pay me small, that person is lying. I am more than 100. I am more than 200. And I'm a teacher. Yeah? When I came here this morning, I think this morning was asking me where I come from. Whether I come from Fabiana, whether I come from Musu. I told him I came from Musu. And usually people wonder, because I tell them I stay in Musu. I sleep in Musu. Then they ask me, then what do you do now? You need to go to Fabiana every day and come. Then I go to explain to them that no, at university, you only teach for 2 days, maximum 3 days in a week. But people like me teach only 1 day in a week. Naanza kufundisha saa 4 mpaka saa 7. Tena vile saa 7 mpaka saa 10. Saa 10 naenda Kisumu. Asubuhi natoka Kisumu saa 2 na pia kuko by saa 4. I drop my children in school, I go teach in Kabiana, in the evening, I take them to school. How many days a week? And how many days a day? More than? So if you have 4 weeks, if you have 4 weeks in a month, how much can you pay in a week? 50. And if I'm only attending 1 check a week, how much can you pay me per day? 50. It means that I only teach for 5 hours. How much can you pay me per hour? 50 divided by that. How am I doing? Don't you want to pay me money? Any job excellently done will bring excellent results. Our car is an old car, not only good. Our mechanic in Kisumu is called a Juan. Whenever I take my car to a Juan, I find other cars, 4, 5, 6 cars, the people that 4, 5, 6 cars. And by the time I'm leaving a Juan more than 10 days. Usually it's 12, 11, 13, sometimes. So I was given a 16 day. I did that. And then I do my math. You do that kind of the return Satan. Meaning you want that community. How do you want to community? Can say can apata pesa ngapi pesa? He's putting up car. He's doing his own home. He's putting up rentals. I do a kind man who is excellent at his job. The problem is not the job. The problem is excellence. You earn mediocre money because you are mediocre at your work. If you want it, you better give it what it takes. Tell the neighbor that.
If you want it, better give it what it takes.
If you want it, you better give it what it takes. Tell them like that.
If you want it, you better give it what it takes.
If you don't give it what it takes, it won't give you what you want.
If you don't give it what it takes, it won't give you what you want.
So if you want it, you better give it what it takes. That is where money is. And those are the things that I've been teaching on August 13th. It will be a terrible day. The young professionals will be teaching them about digital business. They are exactly new stuff that I can't wait to do with them. JSS will be teaching them about pathways We'll be taking them through self-assessment, taking them through goal setting, vision board, action plans. It's great. It's absolutely marvelous. High schoolers will be taking them through career choices, study skills, goal setting, visioneering. My friend, you don't know. College students, whoa. Every group will be having their own breakout session. Every group. If you are not there, August 13 Lions High School, if you are not there, you and among your really close relatives. How many of you are saying I'll be there? Me and among we are not related. Is that right? Any questions ready to join? I'm done. Any questions? But that's really part of Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, there being no question now, you can clap for me.
Thank you very much, Daktari. He deserves a better clap, isn't it? Can you prepare our hands? Let's prepare our hands. Angusha. Tayarisha, angusha. Tayarisha ya tatu, angusha. Tayarisha ya nne, angusha. Ya mwisho. Asante sana. Haya, huyu. Stand up. You. Behind you. Yes, him. Good. You. Haya, stand up. You. Anajijua, hata anajiangalia. Weka chini. Yes, you. Behind you. Anajijua. Haya, give him 5 factorial. Wewe peke yako. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. That is what happens when you sleep in church. Watu wakiambiwa fungua Job chapter 10, wewe unafungua. Allow me to invite, just have a seat. Allow me to invite the principal who joined us midway. We are coming to the end of it. The next session is just the alumni, they make their presentation, and then we shall be done. So the principal joined us midway. Allow me to invite the principal to appreciate that time as we come to the tail end of our activities of the day.
Our guest for today, our brother Dr. Odanga. All the invited guests who in one or another have graced this occasion, all the invited sister schools that have joined us in our Career and Mentorship Day, the great teachers and the great students of St. Stephen's Menara. Allow me to take this opportunity belatedly to say a warm word of welcome to all of you. We are grateful that you have honored us with your presence by attending this very, very important day. I want to apologize that I was not here with you at the very beginning of the function because of my very, very busy schedule that I had today. This is actually the 4th function that I'm attending right now. So my day and my schedule has been crazy,
but I was looking forward to joining you before we end this particular day. I have not been privileged to listen to the speakers who have talked to you, sharing with you various career opportunities, various places that you can go to pursue your dreams, and you interacting with practicing people who are in those careers that you would wish to pursue when you are out of school. It is my sincere prayer that today, whatever has been planted in you, whatever knowledge that you have gained here, the interaction, the networks that you have built are going to shape your future, and you are going to start working with the end career that you are dreaming of in mind, so that when you go to class, when you will eventually sit in the exams in those particular subjects that will either lead you into the career that you want to pursue or block you from pursuing that career, then you know what you are going to work for. If we were not open, we would have had this by ourselves. But we thought it wise that we open our doors and we invite our neighbors, our friends, including our friends from the junior school, to come and share with us in this very great day. I want to thank our teacher in charge of career. I want to thank the teachers who have worked all around to make this a success. And I want to pray that next year, God willing, we are going to organize a bigger and a better career and mentorship day. I want to appreciate very much Dr. for having accepted to come and to grace this occasion to be our chief guest on this particular day. If all of us are aspiring to go to the university, then the best person to invite to tell us what university is all about is somebody who just didn't go there, but went to the university and decided to remain there. You know, as we went and we came back, he went and he remained there. So if you want to go to the university, please go, you will find him there. How many are dreaming that they will join him at the university? Let me see you by show of hands. Whichever university you will want to join, let me see by show of hands. If you are here, your dream is to go pursue your career at the university, put your hand up. Put your hand up. Thank you very much. And how many believe that after this talk, they are so discouraged, so that the best thing that they want to be is to become a boda rider? Let me see my show of hands. Oh, the only man who has raised his hand is standing here. He is the only one who wants to become a boda rider. Otherwise, thank you so much. We wish you all the best. Those who came from our neighboring schools, please, as you go back, pass our very, very sincere gratitude to your heads of institution, to your principals, and to the teachers who took their time and brought you here. We believe you have gained, and now you're going to put into practice that which you have learned. May God bless you. And you are most welcome again to St. Stephen's Menara. Those who are in junior school, we are telling you, Menara is the place to be. We need, and then others who what? May God bless you. Thank you very much. Can I Thank you very much. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, I would wish to state that our guest schools are at liberty to leave at their pleasure should they request to do so, because the next group I want to invite are the old boys and old girls of this school. They have some goodies for us, and I would wish that we allow them to shower us with their goodies, so that they challenge you who is listening to me today that 6 years from now you can come back and do the same thing they are doing. So without wasting time, allow me to invite the team lead for the alumni group to step forward and take it up from there, and the rest, if they want to stay, there's no problem, but should they fail to excuse themselves, we understand. The team lead for the alumni, kindly step forward so that you can do your presentation. You have all the time that you wish to have. These boys are going to stay here, so they're not going anywhere. You can come and do your bit as we come to the end of this program. Just welcome. Asante sana. So can you appreciate the alumni as they come to the main prayers? Asante sana. Thank you very much. May God give you a safe journey as we go back for those who are leaving, and feel that we are very, very much grateful. Karibu sana.
This is our matter. When you talk about an alma mater, just in like, from a school perspective, is what we refer to as a matter. Somebody who nurtured you to become whatever you are today. It can just give you a very short history about St. Stephen's Menara Secondary School, which today we call St. Stephen's Menara Boys. When we introduced ourselves earlier, we realized that amongst us we had ladies, and we thought that we were joined by our first head boy and our first head girl. So they now called head boy and head girl are all here. And we are very grateful for that. Menara St. Stephen Boys opened its doors to the first students in the year 2005. We were people from very humble backgrounds, and that's why we found ourselves here. And as today you can see, Menara has grown to be a very big school. We left it where it was just being referred to as an Arame school. By the time we were leaving this school, the idea of county had not been there. So anything called sub-county schools, county schools, extra-county schools were not there, but the nationals were there. So today we are very proud to come back to Menara. Menara being an extra-county school. Can you clap for that, guys? And we're very privileged that amongst us we've come out with a blend of professionals. With us here we have professionals who start with various panels and talk to you. And I believe from them to get one or two things. And we thank our keynote speaker for at least making it now get home. Menara St. Stephen's, when we came here, there was just a single building in this school. I don't know if today that it's a library or something. The Mabati structure over here. That was our class that carried from 1 west and from 1 east. By the grace of God, we managed to sail through 2005, as much as it was hard. When we were in our third term of that year, we almost believed that this school was closing down. I don't know if at any point in your lives you've taken sweet potatoes and beans mixed together. Have you ever had that feeling? We had yellow sweet potato and beans, boiled beans, for lunch for almost the third term. And we were told by the teaching staff that probability of us getting back to this school in the year 2006, that was our form 2, was not very, very much visible by them. But we thank God that coming back the following year, we came back not just to school but to a new principal, and I'm very happy that where we are today, the hall was Christian Moses Onyango General Purpose Hall, if I got it right. Mr. Onyango nurtured us to the boys we are today, and when we got into this school, things changed abruptly. And on his first day in this school, Mr. Onyango managed to punish almost 10 students, somebody a total stranger to you. Beating students left, right, and center. It was that hard but very loving. He was a father figure to us. And when we were leaving this school in the year 2008, I can proudly tell you that Mr. Onyango had each and everyone of us before letting us go out there. And that is why today you can still see us coming here together, managing to smile together and laugh together as a family, because we left this school as a family with the blessings of our Father. May his soul rest in peace. Today, we didn't just come here by coincidence. It's something that we've been planning for quite a while, and we thank God that we are here today to see these faces. And finally, some of us can have sons here. We are fathers, we are no longer youth anyway. We are no longer youth. So, we talk hapa. Some of you, I believe, were very young toddlers. But here you are today, thinking of a future and a better future tomorrow. So today, we are privileged to come as the pioneer class to set pace for all the other classes, so that someday in the future they might see the need of coming here. That will be more reiterated by my chairman here, the gentleman standing by my side. We talk more about that. But today we are privileged to realize that this school, ourselves today we witness that we are having a serious problem with the water. Is that the water still a problem with this school? Yeah? Because at some point I realized that our most of our taps were dry. So we were, God willing, we believe that over time most solutions will come. But today we came with what is called a solution that we didn't fit for us. We contributed some amount, and with that amount we managed to donate to the school a 5,000 liter water tank. Did a bench for it, and the plumber will be in school to do the plumbing work, so that we have a tank that is ready for use by the student population at any given time. On top of that, the major business in a school is academics. Is that right? Yes. We are here because of, and I believe that in one or the other times we might be having shortages of books here and there. And we saw it wise, and this was our mother. We came from this place, we left in a very humble place, and at least today we found it a very big place. So, on top of that, we saw the need of donating for you a few books to get into your library. We did some few study books for both English and Kiswahili, and I believe we have some English books. Or majorly they were set books. I believe that no matter how small they are, the impact that they will create on you will be very important to you as a student population and even the teaching fraternity. We are very grateful for the time you are holding us today. We are very grateful for the time that we interacted with you. The questions that we threw our way, I believe we sorted at least even an inch of that trouble that has been found in your heart. Thank you so much. Before I go, I wish to give my chairperson, the chairperson of the 2008 alumni chapter, to say something.
I'll give it to my colleague first to say a word or two for
Good evening. As I started earlier when we were doing introduction, my name is Isaac Onyango, the Pioneer Group, class of 2008. My profession, as I said, I did civil engineering. And right now, I just have to give you a word of encouragement. That is, I just want to encourage you guys that when you have a passion in something, if you have an initiative to pursue something, make sure you do the work, put in the work, put in the midnight oil, work smart, work hard, combine the two, and at the end of the day, you're going to achieve whatever you want to achieve. For us, when we joined this school, when I came into the school, I was surprised where I'm going to study because there were no classroom. But we did not give up. We did not give up hope. We had hope. We put in the work, and at the end of the day, we achieved whatever that we needed to achieve with the assistance of our able principal, may his soul rest in peace, Mr. Onyango, and the teaching fraternity, Mr. Omolo, a very good English teacher. We give thanks to him, and other teachers. Madam Simwa is not here, but we recognize her. Mr. Onyango, who is also not here, that was part of our teaching fraternity. So I just want to encourage you students that just go dig into your books, do your revision. The Form 4s who are now here, study hard, study smart, and you're going to achieve whatever you need to achieve. We interacted with the students who wanted to be engineers. We talked more. We encourage you guys. Just pursue your passion, and everything is going to be okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Menara.
Thank you. I did introduce myself earlier as Isaac Yambo. I have just remembered something that I was once told by one of our guest speakers in a day like this one. And he told us that when you are in class like this, you sometimes do not know how it will end with you. You aim high, or rather you target the sun, but if you fail to get to space so that you are, or rather if you fail to land on the sun, just land on the moon so that you're still in space. But then now my interpretation means, okay, in my own way, guys, there is always something for everyone. Should you fail to get to university, don't lose hope. Start from where you will be. I am speaking from experience. When I was in this school, we were among the guys that were already believed to go to university. Unfortunately, I didn't manage. I also don't know how. Some people say in some language, exam ni ajua. So I don't know what, probably on my case, mtihani ilikuwa ajua. But I can tell you, even if you fail to get to university, it is not end of the road. There is always something for everyone. When I failed to get to university, I was short of I think 1 or 2 points. Started from diploma, went to degree, and I am now here. So everything is possible, and there is always something for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To the chief principal, teachers, students, and my fellow pioneers. To me, this is a very happy moment for us today to stand before you and share with you. It's something that we planned so long, and in most cases we normally fail. As you know, organizing people sometimes when they are out of a learning setup cannot be easy. So I really don't take it for granted that today we are here and we are able to interact and give back whatever little we are able to come up with. To me, I look at it as a beginning of a journey that we've been planning for so long. And to me and to us who are standing before you is we've always wanted to have a working alumni group for St. Stephen Menara. And I believe that the fact that we are here today is a journey that we've started and that we will also ask you as the teaching fraternity to help us pray for it, so that every year, at least every year, we can have an alumni team coming here and interacting with you, advising you, and even assisting the school in whatever capacity. I'm very much grateful for the team standing before you here today. Some of these guys have traveled from far and wide, as wide as Mombasa, just to come here today and spend this day. It's not a miracle. Some of us have really come from far, and because of that determination, that belief, we always have that feeling that we owe something to still. And for me, I think this is a step in the right direction. And even you, the composer here, as you finish your exam this year, I want you to go home at the back of your mind know that next year you will also be joining us in this journey, because something that we want to do every day. So our plan is to bring everybody on board, and we thought it is wise that we start as the pioneering class to give way and show direction the others. Today we also lucky to have some of the 2009 group. We had what's the name? Victor was here. We had we call him Alego, but I think his name is Francis. So the message is already out. We talked to them, we told them that they need to go back, organize their team, and all the other subsequent years, so that we can start this journey. We've always been in touch with the school administration. We want to be part of Menara coming, realizing its full potential. Malemu, I must also say that we are really impressed with how far this school has come, because we remember vividly when we started. When we came and there was no class. I remember when I got my admission letter, I was called St. Stephen, it's called St. Augustine, Kadek. And I had to have that difficult discussion with my mom and convince me that there's a school being started somewhere in Menara, and therefore I'm not going to go to Kadek. We want to start this journey. And when she told me, she was like, there are no classrooms. But that didn't stop us. And I think the least part of this is I was given. So I want to tell you that we are in good hands. We started when we almost had nothing. And I can tell you some of us, we can go there, we are doing something outside here. So that's, I want also to challenge you. I feel like, I don't know whether I see so much, but I feel like you almost have everything. I had that feeling, because comparing you today with the way we were, I feel like you have almost everything. Look at this one, I mean. We were eating under a tree, and I'm very happy that tree is still there today. But we never cut down that tree. That was our anymore. Yeah? So, for us today, that's the vision we've always had for Menara. And I'm happy that today we made a step, and we are hoping that it continues. But again, as we say, we did come single-handed. Like I did mention, mobilizing people for 17 years is not very easy. So we wish that we could have done more, but the little we were able to come up with, how we will appreciate. And we promise that we are still going back outside there, and we are going to look for more, and we will keep on coming. So for today, I think when we sent the school, we were able to realize that you have issues with water. And I think we thought of bringing in a tank. And as my colleague said, we also have some set books. We were told that the copies you have might not be enough for everyone. So I think on behalf of this team, we just like to present this book to one principal. Just come forward and receive. I don't know whether we remove them from the box. You can get some samples out of the box. Mwalimu was also commend the students. I got an opportunity to interact with some of them. And I was impressed with some of the questions they were asking me. You know, the level of curiosity out of some of the students was really impressive. Madam, come forward and show it. So, the students I interacted with, you remember the RR? Who remember the one RR? We did talk about something to do with RR. Yeah? Results, no reason. As I stand here, I feel that you have no reason not to give these people good results. Because I'm looking around and I'm comparing with what we had then you people almost have everything. Si mungu na kila kitu hapa? Nini hakuna? Okay. The method is over. But remember, results, no reason. If at any given point you find explaining yourself why you should not do anything or why you could not do it, that's the beginning of the day. So always think positive. It is possible, guys. We did it. People have done it. You are going to do it. Believe in us. Thank you very much. So I think we are wrapping this up. We'll come up with a number of textbooks that I believe you guys are currently using. So before we hand them over to the school, without here mapambazuko ya machweo na hiti nyingine, and then we have nguvu za jadi, bembea ya maisha, silent song and other stories, and then we have fathers of nations, and then the Samaritan. So we brought you some copies for your library. I believe that when you use them, you remember that some elder brothers and sisters that you have came here and remember that you must perform well in both English and Israeli. Thank you so much for listening. Maybe you can officially. That was our first technical in this school. Thank you. Thank you very much. The year of St. Stephen's Menara Secondary School. Currently, we were calling it secondary school because by then we were mixed school. Today you are a boys' school. And as the principal said in his closing remarks, is that we lead and others. We lead and others. So that should be your motto. You should always lead and others. Our year people believe that you will not make it and you can see it on the wall. We left a serious musical here. And that is why you can see professionals coming here. So it can be done and it will be done.
I believe you people next time when you get your results, it will be one of the best class ever. Thank you so much.
Maybe we also want to present the tag officially. So I think Mali will announce a few students and maybe all of them.
Thank you very much. We shall have a group photo. All of you to just come. This is the 2008 class. We call it the class of engineers. There are 3 engineers in this class. Can we clap for the 2008 class? 2 engineers, 3 in this class. Isaiah, Willis, and Isaac. So we are proud of you. Thank you very much. So as the photo session is going on, allow me to appreciate Mike and the team for the marvelous job that they have done. And perhaps also invite the principal to officially also appreciate them as the boss of the school. After this, we shall not make any announcement. All of us will move down there to go and receive the tank. That tank belongs to you. We shall move down there to appreciate and receive the tank. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. I want to say that I am more than honored and privileged today to meet the pioneer class of St. Stephen's Menara Mixed Secondary School, as it was known then. We are reliably informed that this class joined here in 2005. In 2005, they were principal-less. They did not have a principal. The school did not have shape. It did not have a boundary. It was part of the primary school. And you have been told their only class is what we are currently calling our makeshift library. By then it was the only building that could house them for their studies. I want you to pick some lessons. Could we be orderly? I'm saying I want us to pick some lessons from this class. 17 years down the line, they are here, great men and great ladies, having come from different parts of this republic, serving this great country and the world in different capacities, in different professions, and they are making an impact in their own way. And today they have honored us with this special visit. I want to say thank you. We have been looking forward to a very, very close working relationship with the alumni of this school, and you have led and shown the way as the pioneer class, and we want you to lead by example and to hold the other classes that followed up after you, so that when we will come here for the next event, we are going to talk of not less than a decade of a cohort of alumni from 2008 to 20, at a minimum of 10 years to 21, 2018. So we can trace that lot from 2008 to 2018, so that we will have every year represented here. And we want to identify with you, we want to be proud of your achievements, and we also want you to identify with this school, so that this boys can know that you made it from those very, very humble beginnings. I like your words, which has said that they have no excuse. They don't need to give an explanation as to why they are going to make it. Because you did not look at the challenges, but you looked at the opportunity that you had here. And that is what has turned you to the world you are. We are very grateful. Who was the head boy? Head boy and the left, but the head girl is here. Can the head boy come and greet the head girl? Where is the head boy? Come and greet the head girl. Come very fast. Clap for him as he's coming. These days we call him the school president. So you have the opportunity to meet His Excellency, the President of St. Stephen's Menara. Give him a clap. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, I didn't get what you were talking about. But we want to appreciate that on their own initiative, they have brought for us books. Can you give them one single clap? On their own initiative, again, they have brought for us a water tank. Another clap. On their own initiative, again, they contributed money to build the plinth of the base for putting up that tank. Another clap. Now, one dream that I want to have as a school, I challenged Mike and I told Mike that the bathroom that we are using we have one of the most modern bathroom facilities in our school. That is an open makeshift bathroom. It is one of its kind. It only exists in Menara. It doesn't exist anywhere. But they were telling me you are better off. When they were here, they used to go and bathe in that stream. That stream. So we are saying before the year 2026, by 2026, March or April, we should have a modern bathroom where you can bathe when you are standing. Not bathing when you are squatting, not bathing when you are standing or when you are sitting, but bathing when you are standing, and the water, you don't pour water using your hand. Water falls on you. These people must practice living the life they want to live outside there while they are staying here. So we are asking the alumni to join us in that course. That's going to be our project. We are going to do it, and it must be done, and we are the people to do it. So we want to ask the alumni that come 2026, we are not going to leave Menara still bathing in the open makeshift bathroom. Some of these boys, one of the reasons why they fear bathing is that some of them have different shapes and sizes of snakes. So they don't want to be seen when they are bathing. They want to bathe in some kind of privacy and in some kind of dignity. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. The principal has reminded me of something. Those days there was the boys will go bathing outside and they will bring water for the girls. Yes. They will go and carry, each of them will carry a jerrycan or bathing water to bring to the girls here. But right now, let me ask you, I'm just wondering on a principle. If you were to open this gate now, so that you go bathe at the river, half of you will come back. Half of you, because without the gate and the fence, they are not speaking out of school. You, with the gate and the fence, you will become guilty. You will just disappear. So that is the discipline that has taken them to where they are. Those memories are nice. It tells us where we're coming from. So at this juncture, we shall just have closing prayers. I don't know if Mr. Taylor is around. And he will lead us in prayers, after which we shall go down there to receive the time that they have brought us. And thereafter, the teachers of duty will give us instructions. Thank you very, very much, my sons and daughters. And may God bless you as you go back to wherever you are. Asanteni sana tanini, Mola aweze kuwabariki sana, nimeshukuru sana, asanteni.
Let us bow our heads as we pray. Gracious Lord, receive all praise, receive all adoration. You are the one and only one who deserves our praises and our worship this evening. It was a fruitful day, O Lord, and we say thank you. Thank you for the team that worked so hard to make this day a success. Lord, may you replenish the energy and the expertise, and may you add unto them more and more grace to do such things for the honor and glory of your name. We want to thank for the team also, the former students, the alumni, who have come to grace this occasion, Lord. I want to thank you, Lord, for their presence here, even their interactions with us, even their giving, Lord. May you replenish their sources, my Father. May you strengthen them and make them have zeal for good and great things for this school, Jehovah, Lord. We want to thank for the speakers of the day, Lord. Thank you for the word that they imparted on us, Jehovah. You tell us in your word that a word that comes from far is like a cool water that quenches the thirst. Lord, we declare as a school that you are receptive and you have received the pieces of advice and admonition they have given unto us this day, Jehovah. And we have fulfilled every good work in season and out of season, my Father. And these words spoken unto our hearts today, Lord, shall germinate and grow and bring forth the fruit deserved in our lives, my Father. As a school, we declare you are not barren, but you are fruitful in every good work in season and out of season, Lord. We pray for the students, Lord, who have been listening to the speakers and also interacting with our visitors. Lord, that is just a beginning of great things we're going to do in their lives. Thank you for the insight and the knowledge they have received today, that this knowledge shall carry them, Lord, to greater heights, my Father. We thank you for the support staff who have helped us, Lord, even with refreshment and food. May you bless them and replenish their energy, my Father. To them that are traveling back, we ask your angels to be in charge over us, to go ahead of them and roll out the obstacles on the way. Give them journey mercies, give charge your angels to watch over them until they shall reach their destination safely, Father. To the rest of us, cover us by the blood of Christ, for in Jesus' name's sake we ask, Amen.
Thank you very much. Haya, teremke kule chini, tuende tupokee tangi. Asanteni sana.
Dua kami.